Well, hello, hello, beautiful people. I thought I would just come on briefly and do a little bit of remote viewing, just because I've been feeling a lot of tension in the atmosphere right now, and so I'd like to tune in a little bit about that, a little bit more on the economy. People had asked if I would check the finances for the United States and abroad. People are worried, of course, about the supply chain and everything else that's going on. So, if you could like, share, and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it as we bring in the empath's prayer. And then we're going to go in and we're going to take a look at this tension I've been feeling and what we can do about it. Good to see you all here. Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself in this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic Records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together collectively we say, Amen. I feel a sense of desperation when I put myself in the shoes of what it is to be Iran right now. I feel an incredible sense of desperation. They are fighting for the existence of their government. The government of Iran is collapsing. The mullahs are collapsing. And so with that comes a kind of desperation that you feel that's moving in. When you think you're going to die, or when you think that this is the end, just how desperate would you be? And that's kind of what I'm picking up on. And I feel that same, if not even more so, I'm feeling that way about Russia, that they are losing Crimea. And the only way that this is going to end for Russia is that they agree to make a deal with Zelensky, and that would immediately put them in a better economic situation. The main card I have here is the Eight of Swords, which is to be tied up, but there's economic opportunities. Russia can get out of this. Russia can make a deal. But I'm very concerned about terrorist attacks in the United States because of this tension. Terrorist attacks from sleeper cells associated with Iran. That has me concerned. This confusing energy over the United States right now. Sleeper cells, also what we saw with the Bundy beach attack, lone wolves. So I'm feeling all of that being a vulnerability right now. So the question becomes, should you cancel your trips? People who are afraid that things are so bad right now, maybe they shouldn't go on a vacation, fear that there's going to be an attack, etc. But go get on with your life. Be mindful, but get on with your life. Take care of yourself, hunker down for a long winter's nap, live frugally, live simply. This too shall pass. Be stoic at this time. But yes, there is this kind of frantic energy that could mean a kind of that people start to become desperate. That and desperate people do desperate things, and you don't want to become a desperate person. You want to just stay in balance, live simply, plant those cucumbers, eat that cucumber salad, you know. um, in terms of the financial consequences, the Strait of Hormuz getting blocked by Iran, the fact that this was always going to be about trade routes was something that we saw a lot. The tariffs, the fact that there's this economic concern. Something that keeps coming up is that we will be moving more towards local products. That because we can't get things in from outside the US, people will be more inclined to go directly. They will harvest where they're at. More buying fruits and vegetables at your local market. More doing business with local businesses. In a way, it's having the opposite effect that people would expect. Because of the tariffs, because things are so expensive that are overseas, people are becoming more and more independent, and that's leading to the opportunity to do business one-on-one with small businesses that are local. So that could be the flip positive side of all of this. I'm seeing the reemergence of more small businesses in the United States that are becoming very successful. I'm also seeing the emergence of more seniors going to college. This is another vision I'm having. More and more seniors living much longer, to 90, 100, 110, with proper nutrition, proper exercise, proper supplementation, etc. We're seeing people living decades longer. And this looks like a revival of seniors that are starting their lives all over again. They're recycling their lives. They had one career, they ended it at 60 or 70, and then they start a new career, and then they do that until they're 90, 100. So I'm seeing also this surge of new education amongst older students. The world is becoming increasingly small also. I'm seeing more people beginning to travel, international travel. I do feel, like I had said before, that war will escalate. That just as we have the war escalating, it will begin to decline. But this kind of frantic feeling that things are going to escalate and it will go to the favor of Ukraine, and things will escalate and we will see the fall of the Iranian government. For that reason, I don't think that we will be able to get out of the war with Iran until the government of Iran has toppled or agreed to excuse me, or agreed to have some kind of a relationship with the Shah's son. Yeah, we have this Ace of Swords moving in over the country. I feel like whatever the war or conflict is that's currently going on between the United States and Iran, the United States will win. I think that we will offer some kind of a deal with Iran. They will have no choice but to take that deal, because the final outcome is the Six of Cups, which would be a return for peace. America will make a deal, and I think that deal could be a dismantling of the old government and the rebirth of a new one. However, be aware that these war cards, the escalation of war, goes on, I believe, well past June. Yeah, and after there is an escalation of the wars, we then see the wars will come to an end after that. That's the best way to describe it. All right, be strong, everyone. The main message here for you and me is that we hunker down for a long winter's nap. Be patient, be frugal, seek community, build strong community relationships, help one another during this difficult time, and know that this too shall pass. Be mindful also that there are sleeper cells in the United States, and I'm concerned about terrorist attacks potentially in the United States as Iran becomes increasingly desperate to save herself. She may lash out against the United States in the form of sleeper cells, so just be aware of that as well. All right, thank you, everybody. If you're trying to come in for a reading, you can see me by booking me through Booksy. Be kind to all so that all will be kind to you too. God bless. Peace out. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Thank you.